The new trip starts here. Somewhere behind me, if I can possibly find it, lies an old engine, and that's the starting point of the trip. This is it. Got it free. About 1 millimetre to spare, but we made it. Hi, Bill the engineer here. So what's up? Well, we did our big trip around southern Africa, 25,000 kilometres. The Defender did magnificently well, did everything that was asked of it, but it took a hell of a battering and it needs quite a bit of care to sort things out. And also you find things which need to be modified and improved as you go along on your trip. So there's a lot of work ahead. Now obviously the big item is I took the engine out. Reasons for that? Well, firstly I need to get proper access to the engine bay. I need to sort out all the services in there and the heat management. Far too much heat coming into the cab. I want to put in a heavy duty clutch, and I want to sort out the clutch slave cylinder and the hydraulics and the bleeding arrangement. But the big item is the oil pressure. This engine starts off fine. When it's cold you can get 4 up to 6 bars, but when it gets hot it consistently drops down to about 2 bars, and that's a big worry. To sort the low oil pressure, it isn't really feasible to rebuild this engine because the necessary parts for an old Daihatsu simply aren't available. So we are talking about an engine change. An attractive option would be to put a Land Rover 300 TDI into this vehicle. But I have to say it would be oh so much work to readapt the vehicle back to a Land Rover engine, having run with Daihatsus for the past couple of decades. Also, although the TDI is a very good engine, it isn't as inherently robust as the Daihatsu engine for rough expedition work. So what I think I'll do is I think I'll put this engine back in, the one you saw me move over from my other workshop. It's one I used to run before, it's got better oil pressure. I'll take the best bits from both to make up an engine, and that's what I'll be using in the future. Now when I came to remove the adapter ring which goes between the engine and the bell housing, I had the nasty surprise to find that a big chunk of it has broken away, and this seems to be a fast fracture rather than fatigue. I suspect it was when I got caught out, hit a bump at speed and we had a heavy landing. I can of course get this repaired by welding, but it's already failed once and aluminium isn't the best under shock loading. I rather think I may go back to the old adapter ring I had before, which is made from steel. Problem with this is it hasn't got enough studs and they're the wrong diameter, and there's too much free play between this and the bell housing. However, I can soon sort that out. And other repairs. Well, the underside started to corrode badly. That's because of driving through the McGuddy salt pans. That needs tension. Fuel tank developed a leak. I couldn't fill it much beyond half full, and that was a real restriction. That'll have to be repaired or replaced. The air helper springs at the back have failed, so I'm going to put in uprated rear suspension. I want to change the battery box to create more space there, get it better organised. And electrical failures. God, don't get me started. The Sterling split charge system, the Alphatronics low voltage cutout, the Durite isolating switch, the Sony audio system and the reversing alarm all got to be changed. And last but not least, I've got to fit all of the thousands of pounds worth of free parts and goodies that my friends and supporters are no doubt going to be rushing to send me. Anyhow, I reckon I've got a good 6 months work ahead of me It does take time, there's a lot of work to do, and in particular getting the part. Puts me in a bit of a bind because I really wanted to take the vehicle down to Latin America before the end of the year. But the priority is to get it right, and then I'll think about the next trip. If people are interested, I will post periodic updates on how the work is going. Bye for now.